Okay, I didn't make a video for a while, but you know, we've been updating the car quite a bit here. We finally got the EFI running. We got some dyno time on it now. Made some numbers. Did a little nitrous shot on the dyno. That was pretty fun. Never seen a dyno run through the gears like that before from a dead stop. But anyway, this little video is to show you possibly, if you've never indexed a plug before, how to, and how to do it fairly quick. I'm just not into taking a whole bunch of time trying to index plugs for the first time. So the guys over at Racecrafters told me about this little tool. It's an indexing tool. You don't need washers and spacers to space out the spark plug. We just find that creates too many different issues. You're going to rely on the crush washer itself on the spark plug to do the work. Plus, with the extra spacers that you would use for the standard way of indexing, we see that as a possibility for leaks of compression. So this little tool is pretty neat. So here it is. It is sparkplugindex.com. There's the phone number. Feel free to call and get yourself one of those. It's a great tool for indexing plugs. And you'll see here on the back, I wrote on there with marker of my cylinders. And let's see here, so 3 and 6 cylinder. You pull to a number 4, and that plug then is indexed. Same thing with 2, 4, 5, 7, pull to a 3, and those cylinders then you pull to a 3, and those cylinders are indexed. So you buy a set of plugs, you pull to them numbers, and you're done. So you have to figure out where your motor is on here. This doesn't come like this. You know, this is something I had to do. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So basic starters, indexing a plug. Don't hate me with my drawing here. It's pretty bad, I know. So valve cover, the bottom of the rail of the valve cover, spark plug hole, cylinder number 1. In my motor, and only my motor, I don't know your guys' motors, I can get away with 40 degrees plus or minus, either way. So there's so many different variables that come into play there. Camshaft, valves, combustion chamber, head gasket thickness, piston design, deck of the block, and all that kind of stuff. So this is just reference only. This is my motor. So the ground strap has to be up at 0, we'll say. It's not top dead center, but 0. When the piston itself comes up to top dead center, you don't want the ground strap to be on the bottom, or else the piston's going to close the ground strap and then you have a misfire. It's bad news. So I already drew my line on here, and that is representative of where the ground strap is. What that does is whenever you put it into the motor, you screw it in and you can see exactly where that ground strap is then. And a little tip, I don't know if you can see it here, but down here on the very face of the electrode, I put a little mark there with the marker. And what that does, it helps me when I screw the spark plug in and say the line's down. I know that just by looking at the tip. I don't have to get a mirror out and go fishing around. So we'll throw this in here. Hopefully you can see that eventually. So this is an Autolite plug. I am not brand specific. It does not matter. These were plugs that I used to use. So we're just going to use it. I don't know if you can see that, but that line, that little tip is on the bottom. So that's just hand tight. This is a brand new plug. So we'll pull that back out, noting that that's on the bottom. Bear with me here. So we'll pull that out. We will thread this in to the indexing tool. Now, one thing I do want to go over before I go too far, as I said, this is an Autolite plug. Now, the Autolite plugs, like I said, I used to run these. I had a 540, I ran them in. and now we set up the new 565 to the NGK with a -10, which is a colder plug. It's pretty cold. These are 3933s. They're a lot warmer plug than these are. So not brand specific, don't care. It's just the way we set the motor up. I do notice one thing with the Autolites. They seem to be, the crush washers, they seem to be a lot more robust than the NGKs, which is fine. It doesn't create any difference at all. It just creates a difference in how you use this tool. So with an Autolite plug, when you torque this to the 18 foot-pounds required to seat the crush washer, the Autolite plugs having a more robust seat go about halfway around. The NGKs, again, being a different plug, obviously, they like to go around 3/4 of the ways. And just by my experience with the different plugs, I found that out. So that's good information for you if you're going to get one of these. Bosch plugs, I have no idea. Any other type of plug, I have no clue. I just have experience with the Autolite and the NGK. So it says 18 foot-pounds. We'll grab my torque wrench here. Sorry for making you seasick. So where are we at right now? We're at about a 5.5, 6 roughly. So we'll torque this to 18 foot-pounds. Almost all the way around. But knowing where it was at in the motor, I can probably go a little bit more. But we'll pop this thing out. So where are we at? 10. On the upper side of a 10 there. Okay. Loosen that up. Put this back in the motor. Bear with me. I know. Okay, we'll come back over here. Thread this guy in. And remember, you can use this on every single cylinder. It works the same way. So now, I don't know if you can see that. That line is pointing all but straight up. So all I got to do is put my spark plug tool on there, tighten it up a little bit, and I'm done. That plug is indexed. So remember, what was that, a 10? Almost a 1. If I got a brand new plug, put it in here, and turned it to the 18 foot-pounds, being an Autolite, it only wants to go by halfway around. So, if I torque that up, 18 foot-pounds, we are at 10.5, almost a 1. So, for me, because I didn't tighten it up in the hole yet, I would consider that a 10. Okay? So then I would write my cylinder number 1 is a 10. Now, wouldn't you know, that is exactly the same cylinder and number as with the NGK plug that I just had out of there. Now, this, like I said, this is an Autolite, but it's still the same whether it's Autolite or NGK for this particular example. Not sure how. So anyway, pop that out. And there you go. It's done. So you do that for all the other cylinders, and then you can mark on the back, just like I did here, 18, 36, all your cylinders, and then you pull to those numbers. You torque up the crush washer to those numbers, and you are done. It makes it quick, simple, and easy. It's no mess, no fuss. It's just the greatest thing, I think, that I've seen in a long time. It really saves a lot of time. So hope that helps. You have any questions, comments, put them down below. And like I said, whenever all this COVID stuff is over, whenever the tracks decide to start opening back up, we're going to get back out there and get at it.